How's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's stick mobility class. I'm Coach Ray. Thank you for joining me for today. So for today's class, I do have two long sticks with me. So these are two long sticks to be particular. So you'll also notice that I have a bench and a pad and one single kettlebell. So we are going to be getting to a little bit of strength training where we're going to be using a kettlebell to not only do a Bulgarian to a single leg deadlift, but we're also going to use a kettlebell to do a front racked squat. All right. We're also going to get into a little bit of core work, and we're going to focus opening up that anterior chain, stretch out a lot of those anterior tissues, work on the lateral tissues as well. And we're going to finish off with kind of loosening up the lower back a little bit as well, since we are going to be doing some lower body particular drills. So let's go ahead and get started here, folks. So I'm going to start at the feet and ankles first. I'm going to have both sticks in front of both toes. I want my feet to be roughly about shoulder width, maybe a slight bit wider with my toes pointed forward. So I just want to use the sticks as balance here. I want to have my hands at roughly about shoulder height. I'm going to squat down a little bit, allow my knees to track forward. I'm going to bring both heels up. I want to stay on all 5 toes. All right, and down I also want to make sure I'm on the ball of my foot as well. I'm going to slowly hover your heels off the floor, bring them back up again. It's going to be really important since we are going to be getting into some single leg drills here. Bring the heels back down, nice and slow. Excellent. Back up. Hold that top position. Good. Back down, nice and slow. Let's go 2 more here. Heels up. Excellent. Back down. One last time. Heels up. Back down. Nice and slow. And ease off here. Now I do want to go through a little bit of ankle circles just to get some circular movement in the joint. So I'm going to be on one foot, have my left foot down, keeping the toes grabbing the floor. I'm just going to bring my right foot in front here. I'm just going to step back a little bit. And what I want to do from here, I want to go in a circle. So let's start off from my position going counterclockwise. So I'm going to go from 12 to 9 to 6, 3, and 12. You want to keep it in a continuous motion. Try to keep it as smooth as you can. Only using the sticks for balance. We're not driving the sticks down here. Excellent. One more time. Let's go ahead and switch directions. So now we're going to go clockwise. Good. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Going to ease off. Now we're going to switch feet. Left foot comes out in front. So we'll start off counterclockwise. So 9, 6, 3, 12. Good again. Nice and slow. Under control. Try to keep it as smooth as you can. 3, 4. Directions. Try to keep that knee forward. You don't want to rotate the hip. The movement is just coming from the ankle here. One more time. And excellent. Ease off. So now we're going to go into a split stance position. So I'll turn to the side here. I'm going to have my right foot forward, left foot back. My left foot isn't back all that far, but we just want to work on tucking the pelvis from this position here, since this is a position we're going to be in a little later. So I want both sticks to be lined up with the ball of my front foot here. And I want to drop that back knee down and allow my right knee to track forward, keeping it over the ankle. Now from here, I want to drive those sticks down, hands at shoulder height, and I'm going to tuck my pelvis. So I'm going to do a posterior tilt, and I'm going to squeeze that left glute. Then I'm going to do an anterior tilt. So we're trying to get curvature in the low back. Posterior tilt. Excellent. Anterior tilt. Good. Keep driving those sticks in the ground lightly. About 20%. Posterior tilt. Good. Anterior tilt. Let's go 2 more. Posterior tilt. Anterior tilt. 1 more time. Posterior tilt. And anterior tilt. And ease off. Let's go ahead and switch. So now left foot forward, right foot back. Remember, not that big of a split. Drop that back knee down and straight. Drive the sticks down. Posterior tilt. Excellent. Anterior tilt. Posterior tilt. Anterior tilt. Good. Posterior. Squeeze that right glute. Anterior tilt. Let's go 2 more. Posterior tilt. Anterior tilt. 1 last time. Posterior tilt. And anterior tilt. Ease off. Back to center. Now let's face forward, because I do want you to work on getting the pelvis moving from our typical squat stance. So whatever your typical squat stance is, that's the stance I want you to go with. If you tend to like to go a little wider, don't be afraid to go a little wider here. But I'm going to say, for me, slightly wider than shoulder width here, and I actually have both feet slightly angled out. So again, as close to your actual squat stance as you can possibly go. I want to have both sticks in front in the shoulder width. Hands are about shoulder height. I'm going to drop my hips down just a little bit. Same, we're going to do a posterior anterior tilt. So drive those sticks down, do a posterior tilt, squeeze those glutes, drive those knees apart. This just allows us to get more abduction actively here. Now I'm going to do an anterior tilt, still driving those sticks down. So I'm getting that curvature in the lower back. Make sure the rib cage is under control. You're not flaring that rib cage up. Posterior tilt. Squeeze those glutes. Anterior tilt. Posterior tilt. Keep those feet in contact with the floor. Anterior tilt. 2 more. Posterior tilt. Anterior tilt. 1 more time. Posterior tilt. And anterior tilt. And ease off. Excellent. We're going to place 1 stick down and we're going to go to the floor here. Now we're going to do a drill to work on the hips. This is where we're going to do a little bit of what I call a push-pull, meaning that I'm going to bring my right foot up and I'm going to have a stick behind my right knee or under my right knee. The left hip comes up to meet the stick. Now I'm going to drive my right hip into extension, so drive this right foot out, and I'm going to drive this left knee up towards my torso, so I'm getting hip flexion and hip extension. This is just to kind of warm up the tissues in the back, also the tissues in the hip. So from here, get in position. We're going to go with 30% tension, so I'm going to extend the right hip and drive up the left hip. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Let's do that again. Let's go 2 more to switch sides. So extend the right hip, drive the left knee up. Create that tension. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Let's go 1 more time. Okay. Create that tension. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Good. Now we're going to switch sides. So again, we're going opposite directions, so as if we're trying to breathe the path. So this is a really good drill. Imbalances in the QL and the low back area, or offset hips. So, same thing, right? So extend that left hip out, drive that right hip up, and might feel a difference on one side versus another. So that's the side you need to work on. And ease off. Excellent. Go again, and create that tension. 30%. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Let's go one more time here. And create that tension. 30%. 3, 2, 1. And ease off. Excellent. Good. Now I'm going to come up. We're going to get into the 90-90 because I do want to use this to kind of open up the hips a little bit. So I'm going to face this way. So the stick is going to be coming to my towards my back leg. So my left hip is forward, right hip is back. Now, what I want to do here is I just want to generate some tension here, and I want to use a stick as a way to create tension going towards that internally rotated hip and hinge forward here. So it's going to be a little tough. So in this position here, let's go ahead and drive both legs down first, just to warm up the hips. So drive the front knee down and the back knee down. So push, 30% tension. You're just using that left hand to help prop yourself upright. Ease off. Let's go again. So generate tension, so drive both legs down, push. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Good. Now, with my right hand, I'm going to place it a little closer to the wall. Left hand, I'm going to place kind of in line with my left shoulder. From here, I want to drive the stick into the wall, push both knees down, and hinge. Getting a stretch in that left glute. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Ease off. Now you're going to feel that right oblique lighting up. That's a good thing. That's what we want here. So again, place the hands, drive the stick into the wall, hinge. 3, 2, 1. Back up. And ease off. Let's go one more time here. Place the hands, drive the stick into the wall. Drop both knees down, hinge. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Ease off. Switch sides. So turn around here. Gonna do that same thing. Let's get in position. All right. Drop both legs down. 30% tension. Make sure you bring yourself upright. And push. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Let's go again. Drop both knees down. Push. 3, 2, 1, ease off. Let's go one more time here. Push. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Okay. Grab the stick. Press into the wall here. All right. Push stick into the wall. Drop both legs down. Hinge forward. 3, 2, 1. Back up. And ease off. Let's go 2 more here. All right, drive the stick into the wall, hinge, back up, and ease off. Let's go one more time here. Drive stick into the wall, drop off legs down, hinge, 3, 2, 1, back up, and ease off, and relax. So now, I'm gonna stand up. I just wanna stretch out the spine just a little bit here. So we're gonna grab the second stick. So we're gonna get into a T-spine extension. So feet are gonna be roughly about hip width apart. Toes are gonna be pointed forward. I wanna have both hands right about where my shoulders are. Now from here, lightly drive the sticks down. Sticks are angled in towards the toes, about 6 inches in front of the line of the toes. I want to drive my hands out, drive my hips back. Feel that T-spine open up a little bit. Come back up. We're going to go to it 2 more times. Drive those hands out, hips back. Try to lengthen that spine here. Three, 2, 1, back up. Excellent. Let's go one more time. Drive those hands out. Try to bring the chest down towards the floor. Three, 2, 1, back up, and ease off. Excellent. Now's the fun part. This is where we get into doing the RDL along with a Bulgarian split squat. So for this one, the setup's gonna be a little interesting. We're gonna work through it a little slow just to make sure we all got it, okay? So I'm gonna place one stick down. I'm gonna move the bench forward. Now, the objective with this here is, again, we're gonna shift from a Bulgarian into an RDL. So, the leg that's up on a bench, that's the hand that the kettlebell is gonna be in. So I'm gonna start with my right hand on the bench, sticks in my left. So distance-wise, you'll kind of have to figure that out here. So you can play around with your distance. So left foot is planted, right? I want to make sure I'm grabbing the ground with all 5 toes here. Now the stick, you want to have it angled to be maybe about a foot in front of the line of the left toes here. Top of my foot is in the bench. Now, with the kettlebell in my right hand here, my left hand is actually roughly about shoulder to rib cage level. From this position here, I want to lightly drive the stick into the floor. I'm going to go down into a Bulgarian, push up off that left leg. I'm going to hover the right foot, go into a single leg RDL, stretching out that left arm. Then back up, bring the foot back to the top of the bench, and we'll go into the next rep. Let's go again. So down, up, then hinge, draw that right foot back, up, that's 2, down, up, draw that right heel back, up, 2 more, down, up, draw the right heel back, up, 1 more time, down, up, draw the right heel back, up. Excellent. Ease off. Take a second. So you're gonna feel that left glute working. We're getting that left quad to work, but also we're getting that left hamstring. So we're basically getting both sides all at once here, okay, in one continuous movement. So now we're gonna switch, and I'm actually gonna show this from the front here. All right, so grab our kettlebell. Let's get set up in position. Right foot forward, and remember, try to keep the distance roughly about the same. So right foot forward, stick is angled out. I'm gonna have my left foot up on a bench. Make sure you're grabbing the ground with all 5 toes here. So I'm gonna go down. Good, up. Hinge. Back up. Excellent. Down into that Bulgarian. Up. Hinge. Up. That's 2. Let's go 3 more. Down. Up. Hinge. Up. 2 more. Down. Up. Hinge. Up. 1 more time. Down. Up. Hinge. Up. And ease off. Excellent. Let's take a second here before we get into the next one. So we combine movements to kind of get a little bit more out of it, right? So that's a one way you can add in the stick to a Bulgarian, to a RDL. It's a fun one. It's a little challenging. Foot, ankle, hips all gets involved, but it's a really good way to get more done with a little less transitioning. So I'm going to move the bench here, because now we're going to shift over into that front rack squat. We're going to hold the kettlebell in each hand, so it's not going to be one-sided. We're going to do both sides. The stick is going to be angled back into basically calls the corner of a wall here. And this just allows us, for one, for the hand to kind of sink out or be in front, because when doing a single front rack kettlebell squat, we want the hand out in front and kind of act as balance. So, bring this back. Now, I'm going to have my left, so the stick's on my left side, kettlebell's going to be in my right hand first. Now, I want to have enough distance back so that when I do squat down, my hand is stretched out. I'm going to be using this as a way to generate some tension going back, so it also allows for a little bit more of an upright position. So I'm going to grab the kettlebell and I'm going to clean it up to the front rack position here. Now go ahead and get into whatever squat stance you tend to be most comfortable with. Now from here, keeping my elbow in nice and tight, keeping my hand under my chin, I want to have my left arm straight, drive the stick back, about 40 to 50% tension. I'm going to slowly go down into a squat, go as deep as you can.
Continue on your personal device.
And then back up. Then go down again. Back up. It's 2. Down. Get a nice good pause. Up. 3. Down. Up. 4. One more time. Down. Up. 5. Good. Go ahead and ease off.
I didn't get that. Could you try
So let's go ahead and switch sides here. So I'm going to clean up the kettlebell to a front rack position. Okay. Remember, keep that elbow in tight, hand under the chin, right arm straight, drive that stick back, squat down, up, 1, down, up, 2, down, hold, up, 3, 2 more, down, up, 4, 1 more time, down, up, 5, good. Bring that down, take a second. All right, so one thing I want to do is I actually want to do a clean to a front squat. So, well, this is going to be a slight bit challenging, but what we're going to do is swing the kettlebell up, catch, squat, bring it back down, swing up, catch, and squat. So, I'm going to switch sides, stick is angled back. So I'm going to start from the floor, at least on this first one here. So I'm going to have the positioning the same as it was for the kettlebell front rack squat. Now from here, I'm going to pick up. Sorry. So now I'm going to have the positioning still the same. Now, first thing I'm going to do, go down, grab the kettlebell is directly under me. What I want to do is I want to swing that kettlebell back and then bring it up into a front squat. So from here, catch, squat down, back up, then back down. Okay? Let's go 2 more. From here, swing, up, squat, up, good. Back down. 1 more time. Swing, catch, up, excellent, and then back down. So now we're going to switch sides. So we can use the stick as a way to not only generate more tension, but to also keep some good stability here. Same thing, drive the stick back, grab the kettlebell, swing, up, squat, back up, place it down. Let's go 2 more. Swing, up, down, back up. Excellent. Let's go 1 more time. Swing, up, down, back up, and ease off. Excellent. Good. Now we're going to get into the cool down. So, like I said, I wanted to focus on stretching out those anterior tissues, kind of open up the core, the hips. So I'm actually going to use the corner behind me as a way to anchor the stick into something. So we're going to change angles. So I'll have both sticks here. So now I'm going to use the sticks and put them into the corner here. Now, this is the foot. I want my foot to be as far forward as I can. Now, typically, if we're trying to stretch out the hip flexor, we want to squeeze a glute, which is still going to do that, and we keep a neutral spine. But I actually want to purposely extend and drive those hips forward to stretch out those anterior tissues here. So both hands are up, the top of the sticks here. Now from here, what I want to do, I want to lunge forward and lean back. Squeezing that left glute. Then I'm going to come back up. Good. We're going to do that same thing again. I'm going to wiggle my right foot forward a little bit more. I'm going to sink forward. Squeeze out left glute. Splitting those hips. Back up. Let's go one more time here. I'm going to sink forward, split the hips. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Excellent. Ease off. I'm going to switch feet here. So from here, draw those sticks down, really light. Squeeze the glute. There you go. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Excellent. Let's go 2 more. Make sure you're keeping that glute squeezed. Squeeze the glute, split the hips, sink down into it. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Excellent. Let's go one more time here. Split those hips, squeeze that right glute. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Excellent. Ease off. Wonderful. Now, we're going to grab the pad, and I'm going to set up in front of the bench because we are going to be using the... So now I'm going to grab the pad, and I'm going to set it up in front of the bench. And so now we're going to get into the couch stretch. We're going to be using the 2 sticks here. We're going to get into the couch stretch. So I'm going to use the bench, and I have the pad here. So I'm going to move the bench forward. I'm going to set it up here. I'm going to start with my right foot on the bench. So my left foot is forward. Have the top of my foot on the bench here. I'm going to get that knee down to the pad if possible. Now, what I want to do here, I want to have the bottoms of the sticks right about in line with the heel of the front foot, maybe slightly behind here, because I do want to be in a really outstretched position. So with this back foot, I'm lightly, with about 10% tension, going to push that foot down into the bench, and I'm going to tuck my pelvis. Now, as we do that here, you're going to feel that stretch in the front of the hip and the quads, especially if you're tight, which they might be right now. I'm going to have my hands up nice and high. Hold that position. Excellent. I'm going to ease off by shifting my hips forward. Okay, ease off some of that tension. Now I'm going to shift back again. So from here, try to get your hips closer to the bench. Drive that back foot down. Tuck the pelvis. 3, 2, 1. Ease off again. Let's go one more time here, folks. Foot back, drive the foot down, tuck the pelvis. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Ease off. Use the sticks to assist yourself up, and then we're going to switch sides. So right foot forward, left foot back, lower yourself down. Going to do that same thing. Hands up, tuck the pelvis, drive the back foot into the bench. Ease off. Make sure you're breathing here, folks. Come back up again. Reach up nice and tall. Drive the foot down, tuck the pelvis. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Let's go one more time. Tuck the pelvis, drive that foot down. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Use the sticks to help assist yourself. Excellent. So now I'm going to move the pad under the bench because we don't need it currently right now. Now I want to get into stretching the adductors. So I'm going to place my foot on the bench here. Now my left foot, so my right foot's on the bench, and I actually want those toes pointed forward the best I can. If you need to have it angled out, you can, but this would be best if you had it forward. I want to have my left foot forward here. Now, in terms of distance, it's going to completely vary on you, and this also is going to depend on how mobile you are. Now, those sticks are angled in and laying on my chest here, chest and shoulders. So from here, I'm going to place my hands on top of the stick, and I'm going to use the sticks as a way to guide myself down. So I'm going to hinge my hips back, guiding my torso, going down the sticks here. We're not pushing the sticks into the ground, just using it as a way to guide. So from here, I want to keep that right leg straight. I'm going to start to hinge. Get down as far as you can. So you're going to get that hamstring, but you're also going to get the adductor a little bit. I'm going to come back up. Excellent. Now this time, we're going to bend that left leg. So I'm going to sink into a little bit of a squat here. So from here, hands on top of the sticks, guide yourself down as low as you can, and then squat down a bit. Get more of a stretch in the adductor. Stand back up. Nice and slow. Let's go one more time. Guide yourself down the sticks. Slow as you can. Squat down. Three, 2, 1. Back up. Excellent. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. So I'll actually turn the bench so you can see what it looks like from the side here. So left foot is now on the bench. Right foot is out. Sticks are angled out on the chest and shoulders here. So left foot pointed forward. Make sure you keep this left knee locked out. Gonna drive my hips back. Keeping that left leg straight. Excellent. Come back up. Good. We're going to go into it again. This time we're going to bend that right knee. So drop the hips down. So hinge. Good. Drop down. Drop those hips. Excellent. Stand back up. Excellent. Let's go one last time here. Hinge. Bend that right knee. Drop those hips down. 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Excellent. Good. So that is a really good way not only to stretch out that low back a little bit, but also open up those adductors. So now we're going to finish off with opening up those lateral lines. I do want to get into a little bit of bow and arrow here. So now we're only going to go with one stick here. So I'm going to have Both feet roughly about hip width apart. I'm going to step back so you can actually see my feet in view. About roughly hip width apart, toes are going to be forward here. I want to have the bottom of the stick. I'm actually going to go with it a little closer so I can generate more tension, get a bigger stretch. If you'd like, you can actually start out wider. So from here, hand about roughly waist or hip height. Take my right hand up over the top, grab with my thumb facing down. First move, drive the hips away from the stick first, and then extend both hands out. Breathe back in, nice and slow. Ease off, rotate the stick a bit. We're going to do it again. So drive the hips away first. Excellent. Extend those hands out. Three, two, one. Back in. Ease off, rotate the stick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wiggle my feet out a little wider. Take the bottom of the stick, place it on the inside of my left foot here. Now I'm going to get it a little bit of an increased stretch. Hand is still roughly about waist to hip height. Right hand up over the top, thumb facing down towards the floor. I'm going to drive my hips away, and I'm going to drive that left hand down towards the floor. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to ease off, nice and slow. Excellent. Now I'm going to switch sides. So I'm going to wiggle my feet back in to hip width. Sticks in, line up with midfoot. Right hand is about where the hip is. Left hand up over the top, thumb facing down. Drive the hips away first, then extend those hands out. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Excellent. Rotate the stick. Let's do the same thing again. Drive the hips away. Extend those hands out. 3, 2, 1. Back in. Nice and slow. Ease off. Rotate the stick. Wiggle those feet out. Bottom of the stick is on the inside of that right foot. Reach over, thumb facing down towards the floor. Drive the hips away. Drive that right hand down towards the floor. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Nice and slow. And that is it for today's class, my friends. Thank you for joining me for today. Hope everybody had a good class, and I'll be sure to catch you on the next one.